Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back. Guys, Mother's Day just passed. And Mother's Day is a day of honoring your mother for all the care and nurturing that she put into you. It's just a day of remembrance and showing your appreciation for your favorite girl or the woman in your life that raised you. It's a joyous time, celebration of family, women. But sometimes tragedy can strike, such as the case here. The young lady pictured here is Maaliyah Williamson. She's 9 years old, and she lost her life at the hands of her little brother, who was 7 years old, in a tragic accidental case where they found the gun in the car, and he pointed it and hit her, and she died. And as tragic as it is, it's a learning lesson in this. And it's something that we really need to talk about because stuff like this happens a lot. And it goes under the radar because it happens so frequently. You can get on the internet and look up countless times this has happened. Children find guns, either from the boyfriend or husband. People don't put the guns up. And things like this happen all the time. Now, the guy who is locked up now, who was the boyfriend of Maaliyah's mother, is 53-year-old James Bowen Jr. He's a 53-year-old man. He's charged with negligent homicide, child neglect, and a felon in possession of a handgun. Something we see all too much, all too frequently, especially in a lot of the Black community. And it's like it's a story that's told over and over and over again, where the person that's irresponsible always creates a victim who's a child. I want to play this video clip. We'll come back and talk about it because I think it's a teaching moment and something we all can learn from this. So this doesn't really happen again, but then again, it'll take time. Check it out.
A dark cloud looms over this southwest Memphis neighborhood. Residents say a 9-year-old girl was accidentally shot and killed by a young family member on Mother's Day.
That woman ain't gonna never be able to enjoy Mother's Day again. Never. I don't care how many years it is, she'll never be able to enjoy Mother's Day again.
Memphis police say the incident happened outside this home on Biscayne Road. Several neighbors tell WREG the little girl was playing outside with other kids when an even younger child called out to her to look at a gun inside this vehicle. Police say the unsecured weapon was found in the glove box. Shortly after the kids got in the vehicle, neighbors say they heard a single shot. MPD says the 9-year-old girl died at the hospital.
Why would somebody leave a gun in a car around kids?
Police say the gun and the vehicle the gun was found in belonged to the boyfriend of the little girl's mother, 53-year-old James Bowen Jr.
People are leaving guns in their cars. People leaving guns on their dressers. People leaving guns under the bed. So our kids can get guns just like they can get a bag of candy.
The shooting happened a short walk away from Freedom from Unnecessary Negatives headquarters, an organization dedicated to ending gun violence. Founder Stevie Moore says this is why he continues to fight for gun reform.
How can we get guns so easily? Where are our leaders?
And some people we spoke to in the community say they have the same questions.
You can walk around with a gun, police can't say nothing to you, and I got 20 felonies.
In this case, Memphis police say Bowen is a convicted felon in possession of a handgun. According to court records, he was convicted in 2012 of attempted voluntary manslaughter. This time, he's charged with criminally negligent homicide, aggravated child neglect, and being a convicted felon in possession of a handgun. Reporting from Southwest Memphis, Kwame Wilborn, WREG News Channel 3.
And we do want to let you know Bowen is due in court tomorrow morning.
Guys, that was the story. And I'm going to be honest with you. This right here is a typical hood war story, folks. It is. And it's something that's seen a lot and will continue to be seen. until people get it through their heads that you have to be more responsible when you have children. When you have children, you have to live for them. It's not about you. And when your kids get old enough and they can walk and talk and pick up and feed themselves and stuff like that, they're still not young adults. They still need supervision. And I'm being honest about that because it's a lot of neglect that goes on in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Look at the scenario. You got kids going through people's cars that ain't their parents. You know what I'm saying? You got women bringing home felonious thug dudes. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Unsecured firearms laying about. It's a recipe for disaster. This lady, the mother of this child, and I'm being dead honest with you because there are 2 interviews, and I put the other one where they interview her after this happened a few days later, and you can judge for yourself. This is just my opinion. I'm just stating my opinion, disclaimer. But the thing is this, you dating this thug ass dude. You knew he had a gun. Don't tell me you didn't. You knew he had a gun. That gun sitting right up in that glove compartment. And here's my thing, because you know nobody gets a pass on here. We're going to keep it real. This guy drove them. They said they took her out for Mother's Day. The kids took her out. The guy drove the car. It's his car, so it's them 4 in it. That's a small car. You've seen it. That gun was sitting in that glove box that whole time. Bro, you're a felon. He was charged with a felon in possession of a handgun. You 53 years old, Mr. Bowen. Why you need a gun? And you already did prison time and know that you ain't supposed to have no gun. What you need a gun for in a car with a car full of kids going to a Mother's Day dinner? Think about that. Either you doing dirt or you expecting retaliation or you got enemies in the street. I don't know any sensible dude that goes out on a date with a chick that's his girlfriend and has children with her, and he got the gun on his person or in the area in case something pop off. What kind of example is that? And this is what I want to say with that, guys. Especially the ladies, I want to say this. Choose wisely who you have around your children. How hard is that? Seriously, how hard is it to find somebody and vet them before bringing your kids around them? Now, this man, 53 years old, this girl right here, you could tell she was a young mother. If you go, you have to go see the other video that I did. She's a young mother. You could tell by her fashion, how she talked, how she moved. This is a younger woman. You see it a lot. A lot of older guys get established a little bit, get a little something, they go get a young thing. You know, she probably ain't got it like that. He flashed a little bit of something, you know, showing that he the man or whatever. Things ensue, and a lot of things we turn a blind eye to. You cannot tell me she didn't know this guy was in the street. You can't. That's the first thing. Second thing is this, man. You got to stop dating men that don't care about your kids. When you deal with a man, if he ain't talking about the future, he need to be your past. You need to cut the present. He need to be your past. At 53 years old, he too old to be having a girlfriend. Think about it. You know what the way of the world is. This girl, 2 children, 7 and 9 years old. So she knows she's probably pushing 30 almost. She look younger than 30 to me, but I don't know. But think about it. She should be trying to settle down. He should be trying to settle down. 7 years, you 60. You know what I'm saying? We passed the age of boyfriend and girlfriend. Y'all grown adults. This guy didn't care nothing about these kids. Gun just sitting in there, anybody can get it. And he know he ain't supposed to have it. What if a cop, listen guys, think about this. What if a cop pulled them over on the way back from the Mother's Day dinner? got them kids in the car. You see the little girl in the video, she wasn't even wearing a seatbelt. Now, that might not be that day they was in that car, but you can see she wasn't wearing a seatbelt in the middle of the seat, car driving down the road. That right there is a violation. She could have lost her life. You understand what I'm saying? This is a hood story, man, and it's sad. For him to leave that gun in the car and go back in the crib like nothing's wrong, knowing the kids got access to the car and you know to secure a firearm. He didn't even do that. Sometimes, man, well, a lot of times, these guys get these girls and they just interested in the girl. They don't care nothing about the damn kids. I wonder what his reaction was when that gun went off and all that shit happened. I wonder if it kicked in his head, I'm going to jail. I wonder if he had got pulled over coming from that thing, that dinner with the kids in the car, would he had taken off? Or would because he know he was going to jail. I wonder how he would react. Why put yourself in that scenario? For real, you care about somebody, you want to protect them. And leaving a gun in the fucking car ain't got nothing to do with that. Really. Another thing, teach your kids, this is everybody, teach your kids that guns kill. And they're not toys. I remember when I was young, you don't see it as much now. I mean, it's still out. The first toy that a boy would get when he was young was a toy gun. They used to have the guns, you squeeze the trigger and it sound like a machine gun and make little sparkles coming out the front. Sparkling pistols, all kind of stuff. We run around pointing them guns all day. Nowadays, kids are doing it with what? The real thing. If you got children that are young, teach them gun safety. Show them. And you ain't got to, hey, listen, this is not a toy. The way you introduce something to somebody, a lot of times, will let them understand. I mean, it sounds crazy or something. Take your kid to a gun range. Shoot the gun without no ear protection. Let them see how loud that shit is. I bet you they'd be like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with that. No, I'm be scared to hold it. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but I mean, come on, man. We got to let people know life ain't no video game. Teach your children, man. These are instruments of destruction. And if used the wrong way, instruments of protection. And if used the wrong way, they can be very destructive and they can ruin lives and generations to come. Nobody says that. And that's the reality of it. It is. It is. That little girl should still be here. Still be here. And it's a lot of different factors. I think all of this goes on the mother and the father and this idiot dude, especially him. He know better. But then again, maybe you don't. And that's messed up because the woman didn't see that in him, that he wasn't shit. Think about it. Another thing. Periodically check on your kids, man. When they outside playing. We know this story, this scenario all too well. Two grown-ups go in the house. Stay outside. Stay outside. Don't run in the house. Keep going out, in and out. And that's how that street mentality and wanting to be out in the street begins to develop. Because a lot of kids kicked out in the morning and they can't come back till night because they always hit the ultimatum. You come in one more time, you come in here any time of the day, you staying in. I remember when I was young, they called me in for dinner and then we begged to come back out and said, yeah, if you eat all your food, you can come back out. And there would be kids that would still be outside, not having no lunch, not having no dinner, because they know when they go in the house, they in there. So they be out there all day starving, trying to have as much fun as they can. Or it'd be kids that be out, and some of y'all know this, it'd be kids that be out in the street early in the morning, knocking on your door because their parents put them out in the morning. Y'all remember that? I do. All in all, man, the bottom line is this. When you're dealing with somebody, make sure they have your best interests in your children in mind. It's Mother's Day. Every Mother's Day, she got to be reminded of the death of her daughter. But I ain't really worrying about her. I'm worrying about the little boy because that was traumatic. That was his big sister, and she was almost like a leader to him. His whole life, she was a part of it. Now she's gone. I hope he gets the therapy he needs, and I hope they start it right away. Because having somebody in your life and then having them taken out all of a sudden, it leave you lost sometimes. I hope this works out. But I mean, guys, I'm not trying to bash the woman with what I said, but we got to do better as people. And this thing, it's like it happens all the time. It's like nobody pays attention. No, it never clicks on somebody that watches this, because I'm sure this lady seen this happen before on the news. We all heard it and seen it, and then said, you know what, this ain't gonna happen to my kid. And you vet the guy before you bring him around your kid. I didn't dated chicks before. Hey, you want to meet my son? No. And it's not that I don't care about him. I want to know who you are, because it's harder to break up with somebody when the kids like you. See, the thing is, when a woman meet a guy and she like the guy, a lot of times, oh, well, he's nice to me. He's safe. The kids are like him. No, sometimes they don't. Especially if you have little boys, because little boys look up at this guy like he's a grown man. They look at grown-ups different than you look at him. Remember, you looking at him as a lover. This person is looking at him as a possible stepfather or a role model or somebody he don't want to be around. We always got to think about that. Children look at who you with different than how you look at them. That's all I want to say. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video.